Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Iron Panther Presents. Today, we shall be discussing The Shy with Season 6, Episode 4. What do we get? What do we not get? Where are we trying to go? This is all things we shall be going through. We have positives. We're going to do positives. Then we're going to get into maybe things we could do better with The Shy. But we're going to have our smiley faces on and talk about the things that we like about this episode. And yes, speaking of smiling, you know, that makes you do that weed. But we will get anyway, positives. Kim, what are your positive? One positive thing you want to get into today?
Oh, the one positive thing that I really loved was the men getting together and talking about their feelings. I thought that was wonderful because especially black men don't do that. Like we don't believe in therapy and all of that. And I thought that that was a phenomenal scene where those men could get together and talk to each other about how they're feeling. Because for some reason, people believe like men should always be walking around tough. Like they shouldn't cry because they have tear ducts for no reason. Like God gave them tear ducts just to, just to like never cry. That's just ridiculous to me. You have feelings, you want to express them, let it out. Because that's why we have so many angry men beating up either their woman or beating up everybody in the world because they can never get what they're feeling off their chest because someone's like, man, you just being a bitch. It's like, no, he's expressing his feelings. So I thought I loved that scene. I enjoyed every bit of it where they could just and nobody's judging them. And if they are judging them, no one said I'm judging you. You know what I mean? I thought it was a great scene. I loved it.
I will bring up irony with your statement, but we will do that after we get through Chris. But I hear you, but it's fun. Like we'll talk about the Chris. What did you think about the men's session of addressing black men's mental health? Is what they're
I
trying.
like the idea of it. Definitely wasn't realistic. I mean, you could tell man didn't write this episode in the sense of like that they're not right. They're not going to write that, but not that it should not happen. You know, I mean, yes, obviously men should go to therapy, but it wouldn't be like that. It would be like through like I thought it was ironic that he brought up like, oh, we shouldn't just do it through poker, but that's when therapy actually amongst men happens through stuff like poker or through the barbershops or whatnot. They don't just sit in the center like that, especially not black men, right? We have our own therapy, but it's not the way they did it. You know what I mean? So, so I just thought that was kind of unrealistic, but I will say at least they got them talking. You know what I mean? So that's a positive. Just the execution was just way off.
All right. So we'll get that. Jamani, thoughts on group therapy?
Yeah, I didn't necessarily think that was positive, but I'm like it just like as Chris said, it just was not realistic. Like I don't. It was just way too contrived. Like like I understand. Like girls will have something to talk about, and then they'll work an activity or something around that, like going out for like brunch or shopping or something like that. But I don't see like guys don't intend on talking. It just happens. It's like happenstance. It's not.
Yes.
It's not something that we plan out. I'm like, if I was to have walked in there, I would have started immediately looking around and seeing if there's like a box of tissues or something, like, because I'm like, what exactly is the expectation for this? I'm like, I think I might have started making excuses or something. I gotta balance out. I'm like, what exactly is the objective of like it's that foreign. It would just like I don't think it's necessarily men or black men. It's just weird to just sit in a circle and just
okay.
Yeah, I'm like without anything else going on. It's just I don't know.
All right. So I agree with Kim that it was good that they're trying to address the issue. Like the thought, like the thought of they're trying to address the issue. The group therapy session, I thought was a decent idea. I think the issue, my problem with it though, with that fact that Victor was leading it once again. Victor, who has no training in anything.
No, the guy who was leading it didn't say anything. All he said was,
Victor,
we should break. They got up,
Victor,
hugged, and said, we're going to come back, which we never saw part 2 of.
Well, I'm saying, but this is Victor's idea. He's the one that started the meeting. He's the one that started the session off. But I'm saying he's also the one who tried to police the community, and we saw how that shit worked out because you have no training. You don't know how to do this. Like Dre should have been the one. Dre should have been the one like leading this effort because she's the only one that would supposedly any kind of trained like psychological, therapy experience. Like if she was there to kind of help this process out, I would have took it better. It would have been more credible.
But then it wouldn't have been a men's group then.
But I'm saying it's still yeah. She has a lot. She has things in common. But I'm saying then she could have found a man to do that. But to have just random dudes sitting around talking to each other, which is basically what you got. They might as well have been playing cards or smoking weed or something because like none of you have.
If you needed a man, you could have got spoiler alert, gotten the character that's about to be written off. The pastor.
Oh, very good point. I mean, that would have made more sense. Like, that would have been perfect. If Papa's dad would have been leading that effort, that would have made a lot more sense than Victor or his staff director or whoever the fuck that dude is, like doing that. Like that's what irritated me. But it laid the foundation for what we saw at the dinner, which I thought was cool. It also provided Darnell an opportunity to talk to Emmett. So like that was good to be like, hey, I may not have been a good father, but you still need a father and still need protection. And that was a good conversation. There was good like private conversations that happened in there that did lead to other things or laid the foundation for future things. So I thought that was good. I mean, for that particular scene. But it should have been addressed that we don't do this very often. We try to do better. Victor was just not the one to lead it. I mean, I just thought that was kind of irritating. What is it? Oh, that was so Rashad was in his feelings when he saw Marcus and Tierra. We will get to that. I thought writing wise, I thought it was interesting that they made sure that the men didn't mention the names of the women. Marcus was like, I'm with a woman. Well, what's her name? Now we'll get to that later because that's going to be a bigger reveal at dinner. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But anyway, let's go to Chris.
My positive will be a little bit unorthodox in the sense that it won't be like a typical thing like oh man going to therapy or Darnell talking to his son. Mine will be just something that I just personally love, and I think this might be a little controversial because I have a feeling that you got, especially you, Dave, I think you probably hate it. I freaking love the freaking scene with the kids playing charades. I loved it. I found that shit hilarious because I've been okay. Just before you stop me, David, they already know this shit. All right. But I've been high when I was young. Right. This is exactly how you act. Right. For once, they actually did something that was actually accurate. Right. That is like, so, like you hear something, you think you heard something else like, oh, I'll never cheat on you. It's like, huh? Nigga, what? I thought that was hilarious. I thought that shit was hilarious. It reminded me of Franklin Snowfall when like they all got like hit with that little darts when they were stuck with the tiger, and he's just like, man, it's a fucking tiger, man. Love it. So this was just the positive. It was just more a biased personal thing for me, if anything, right? I know you guys will probably all shit on that scene. I loved it because I've been there. Okay. I loved it. And then everyone starts attacking everyone else. Like, you can't get this one thing. And then you got the one person that don't smoke or whatever, and they get shit on, unfortunately. You know what I mean? I admit, like people, if you do one person that's the outsider, you're going to be the one getting shit on, unfortunately. You know what I mean? So that's why I personally liked it. Because for once, Shy did something that I felt that was accurate.
Realistic.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Sorry. So,
yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, a little unorthodox. So
that's fine. What do you think? What do you think of the scene of kids enjoying themselves?
Yeah, that that was up there with the positives. I thought what is her name? Kenya?
Yes, Kenya.
She was the highlight of that scene. It was like, I'm not gonna get in trouble. I'm too old for that. Like it was like everything she said, like, Papa, I'm not your girl. Like it was just It was
Yikes.
Yo, I was
Damn,
fuck her. Dude. I felt so bad for Papa. I was like, damn it, again.
no, but I'm like, he putting a label on it way too early. I'm like,
He
he
did.
not even, huh?
He did.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You did.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was like, y'all had one date, and it was in this episode.
What?
I'm
So-
like, you gotta chill out with that. But it was just funny all around her responses. And I'll tell you, I am Bakari in the sense that whole conversation you had with Jake. How much is it? Nah, that ain't worth that, man. I'll give you this much.
You got to negotiate.
$50. Said, nigga, you crazy? It's like, I was like,
It was silly. All right, come on, Kim. What are your thoughts about the kids getting to know each other and meeting Kenya? I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a cool scene. I mean, typical scene. I thought when they were playing games and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought it was a cool scene. I mean, it was nice to see all of them all together in one room. But I did feel bad for Papa. But I mean that's typical for Papa. Like he did that with Markeisha, didn't he? Didn't he like call her his girlfriend quickly? And she was like, she didn't like that either.
No.
He just falls in love quicker than the girls do. So that's it. I mean, there's a lot of guys like that. So, but I did feel bad. I felt embarrassed for him. She didn't have to say it that way. She could have been like, wait, girlfriend, and just made him, like made it funny, like girlfriend for real, that kind of thing. She didn't have to do it the way she did it. She was dead serious. Girlfriend, I'm not your girlfriend. I was like, oh, wow.
Oh, and Kim, and it's ironic that you and David earlier were talking about Ninja Turtles because Papa voiced Michelangelo in the new movie. So just
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah. Because I was like, yo, he sounds familiar. I was like, yo, is that Papa? And I looked in the cast list and it was Papa that voiced Michelangelo. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, at least he got more jobs than just
Jamani's honoring him with the bandana. So I was
it all comes together. This motherfucker.
It all connected. Sorry.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was a good scene. I thought it was a good scene to see them all together, and having fun. So it was cool.
I agree. Real quick, we got a comment. Exactly. Talk to the pastor. The chief of staff is not trustworthy. I just think the pastor would probably have been a better person to lead that thing. For this meeting, Chris is absolutely right. Like, well, the whole episode irritated me with the whole weed thing. So this is just another scene that further irritated me. But the two things I would take is Kenya. I agree with Kim. Like she shouldn't have acted that way because if her thought is one, I'm with an underage teenager, which she knew that from the beginning, right. And you kissed this young man, but you ain't trying to be his girlfriend. You don't go hang out with his friends. This is not the time to be introduced because what else is he gonna think? What else is he gonna think? We went out on a date. You kissed me in front of all these people. I'm thinking we'll make some kind of progress, and you shit on me in front of my friends, right? So I'm like, I mean, so I didn't. That was wrong. And then, it's interesting that no one knows how Maisha and Kevin were paired up, and somehow how they were talking, and that leads to Gemma asking Jake, "Hey, do you think it's kind of strange the way Maisha and Kevin were acting?" But then Gemma doesn't tell Jake that, hey, I saw Kevin go see Maisha when she performed at so-and-so, which also did not get mentioned. Like she performed for, I guess, a major, at least local, like hip-hop artist. Like she opened for her. Like that's a pretty big thing. Like you would think that would have got brought up. But like neither one of those things were discussed, is what I'm saying. Like, I mean, so
I think she's low-key jealous.
Gemma?
Gemma.
Yeah.
AKA the Suge Knight, apparently, of this situation. We'll get that.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Because like all that bitch pissed me off this episode.
Thank you.
I was like, oh my god, I wanted to
enemy number one
in several scenes. But no, I did them getting together. I would say that was the big two takeaways. Was Gemma's maybe investigation to what's going on with Kevin and Maisha, which I thought would have been more apparent, and really Papa should have been clocking that, like, you're sitting next to who, and y'all seem to be very chummy. What? And that some of those gears should have been turning. But Papa stayed true to who he was. Like, I don't smoke weed. Now he's trying to be good for his girl, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm not trying to do that. He was trying anyway. So I thought Kenya really dropped the ball on that. And the way she did Papa. But anyway, Gemma, what scene would you like to start with?
I would say like the two positive scenes. We kind of you kind of already touched on, like the Darnell talking to Emmett, but that was a good positive, and Marcus talking to Gemma. Those, I guess you say, like parent conversations were, I thought, realistic and were good scenes. I don't know what Emmett is thinking. Like he is like a man child, like a baby human or something.
Absolutely.
Like, he's like, I want the gun. I want the gun for what?
Right.
I'm like, he's because it's my gun. I'm like, okay. He says, I want the gun because I thought the kids had taken the gun, and you were doing nothing about this the whole time that you thought the kids had the gun. Like, you don't need the gun. Like, you need to be protected from yourself.
Yes. Yes. His
I'm like, he had the gun all of 5 minutes, right? And he dropped the gun. Trying to like pose with it in the mirror. Yeah, I like, yeah, that is definitely like safeguarding parenting or whatever. Definitely in the whole Gemma and Marcus thing. I would like, at least we have like some sort of timeline. Because this episode we know that it's 420. She's, they're still in school. She's about to graduate or what have you, even though we never see them in school. Like, what school does she even go to anymore?
Did she get kicked out of the private school? Or I thought,
yeah.
But I'm like, no, because she had on the uniform.
She had the uniform. She had a uniform. But like, but to your point, like they're in the middle of a school year, and that's not even a factor in any of their conversations, except for Gemma with Marcus.
It's spring break. It's 420, so spring break.
Is that?
But what about the last 3 episodes?
No, I wasn't.
No, he's just joking because like Kim said, she was in her school uniform, so clearly she was going to school at some point. But again, Kim, what do you think of the parenting going on in this episode?
Oh, I enjoyed it. I thought Marcus talked to Gemma the way he should have talked to her a long time ago. And then I enjoyed Darnell and Emmett having a conversation, because Emmett is a man child. There's no reason why he needs that gun. None. Nothing good will come from Emmett having that gun, and his father knows that. So Emmett kind of, when he was sitting around in the circle and he was kind of coming at his dad, I was glad that his dad pushed back, because it was like, I understand what I did wrong and I'm trying to do better now, but don't try to make it seem like I'm the cause of all of your fuck ups, because that's not true. Like, at some point, you got to grow up and become your own man and run your own life, and not based on what I did or didn't do for you. You know what I mean? That's pretty much what Darnell was trying to say to him. So I thought that scene was good too. I enjoyed all the parenting scenes. So,
all right, Chris, how about you?
Yeah, no, I thought this was a huge highlight for Darnell. He's absolutely right. He's like, yo, man. He's like, look, I'm saving you from yourself. And I was like, I was just thinking, I was like, yo, this man, and like he does not realize how good he has it to have. I mean, yes, I know at one point Jada was like kind of his anchor or whatnot, but Darnell kind of wasn't in the picture for a little bit, but he's here now, and the shit that he's doing right now, as far as like filling in that void right now, it's like how are you going to ask this man basically just like he if anything, he probably saved your kids, in the sense that like him taking the gun, who knows, your kids could have probably found that gun. You know what I mean? They could have found it. You know, luckily he found it. The responsible person found it in anything, and he put Duda. I mean, not that I don't think anything's going to come up. I mean, he ain't going to do nothing to Duda, but he basically like kind of defended you in the sense of like, yo, like keep my son away from this. You know what I mean? So I love what Darnell was saying. I think this is awesome, and he talked to him on some grown man shit. So I loved it. The whole thing with Marcus and Gemma though. No, Marcus I think said what he needed to say. It's just hilarious that he has to say this when just 2 seasons ago Gemma was all about school and college and education. Remember that? Like,
remember they changed her character,
and all of a sudden she dates Dick, and then she's like, I just want to be a manager and make money. I need more songs. I need more one song. I can't become famous and make money. Like, I need more studio time for one song. I guess that takes more than an hour to do one song in the studio. But okay, it's just Marcus. I think Marcus should have went even more strict, and just been like, yo, like you need to get you got a few months or else you out my house. The fact that you don't have a plan, you need to get out of my house. Whether you get out, like whether you're in college, if you decide to go to college, I guess you can stay here. But if not, you out.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So generally speaking, I thought both of the fathers definitely stepped up, especially Darnell. I mean, like even the stuff that he was saying to Emmett, even though it went in one ear and out the other with Emmett or whatnot, like basically saying like, yo, I'm basically saving your life, kid. I'm still taking care of you. You know what I mean? He just, this idiot just does not realize what his father's trying to do for him. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah.
So I thought I agree. It was a good scene with Marcus. That's good. That's a good point, Chris. It would have been nice if he would have been like, get your shit together. You ain't living here, right? Like I'm not gonna take care of you while you trying to be a music producer of something you clearly don't understand. And that sort of thing. And I think that maybe they're putting Darnell up front because Jada was up front for so long that now they want Darnell to be the go-to parent, right? Because like we talked about, why didn't Emmett talk to Jada about buying the house, which he would have did in any other season? Like that would have been his go-to parent, right? So I think they're trying to give Darnell some more time, but then I'm thinking that's because he's gonna die this season. But Duda can't kill everybody's dad. You know what I'm saying? That's like
I say he got a list, man.
Yeah, list. We gotta
the pastor.
He didn't kill Marcus, so Darnell could get hurt real bad.
I don't know.
That's a lot of followers.
He got the pastor. He got Rashad. Probably he got like everybody.
He got a list. He's like Chris. He's like Santa Claus, but with murder. I can't believe that Quentin was a snitch. I wonder if Alicia and Tracy knew that Quentin was an informant.
We're supposed to do positives. We are supposed to do positives right now.
Oh, we're trying.
Do not talk about the most stupidest plot
we're going to comments. We're going to comments. So let's talk about this stupid shit because this makes no sense.
No. The Shy has become the Departed. Q has become Whitey Bulger.
Is that what it was?
That's the exact plot of the Departed.
The difference is they actually showed law enforcement in that movie. Like you saw the FBI, like you saw this whole investigation, like I don't know, seasons 1 and 2. Like this is some Tyler Perry shit. You can't just be like, yo,
the other difference is
was an informant. What's up, Chris?
No, I was about to say the other difference is Whitey Bulger wasn't killing other police officers, which is what Q was doing. But we're supposed to believe that he's an FBI informant, like he's working for the cops. But he's over here killing cops while he's still informing. Get the out of here, man. Who wrote this?
And no one, Lena Waithe and crew, and no one comes looking for their informants. Like no one.
How long ago was it that he got shot? Like how long ago did he die?
Well, let's say weeks. Let's just say weeks.
Oh, this is weeks?
It's hard to tell. Let's say weeks.
Oh, okay. So the body. Okay, so I guess the body could still. Okay, all right.
So, but I'm saying, like, you should have saw the FBI investigation into Duda. You should have saw them come looking for their informant. I mean, like, he started most of the crime. Right. Like, he came back and started crime. So, like, that doesn't even make sense.
Hold on. Let me just ask a quick question. So, last season, when Shad slept with, Marcus's new girl, that was Valentine's Day. If this is the same calendar year, then, huh?
No, it's not. It's not. They film like it's not. They film in the winter. So anytime they do timestamps, they try to keep it.
Jamali, do not try to make sense of the time.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Don't do this. Not for the show. Do
Let's
not do that. You will break your brain.
Sorry, Jamonic. Sorry, Jamonic.
Sorry, Jamonic. Stop trying to make sense of this.
Yeah, you're doing too much. You're doing too much. So, but what do you think? What is this storyline going to go anywhere? Is it like, why did they do this? Why?
I don't know. Right. I'm like, what can you do with it? I'm like, now it was the okay. Otis says, I can't have this around me. Even the wife says, don't kill nobody for chewing gum. Now, why would you want to kill Papa's? Why are you trying to kill the Petrie man? For what now? What is the reason? Like, you're just not like it. The stuff that's happening in this show does not make any logical sense.
Well, yeah. Well, that's Lena. Well, let's get Kim.
He wants to kill him because he won't launder the money like he used to.
But why does he need the money?
What does that solve? It doesn't.
Because he's a criminal.
He's dead now. What does that solve?
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like they have not established how the. Anyway, hold up. Let's start with the first one. Kim, what do you think about Q being an informant and all of a sudden, like, how do?
Oh well, okay. So remember when Q came back, right? A couple of seasons back, right? Remember when Q came back and he was looking at Nuck and them and Reggie? He was like looking at them, like spying on them through his apartment window or whatever. And I kind of remember. I don't know if it was Reggie or Nook or somebody said something about Q being home, kind of. How did Q get out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I think he was supposed to be in there forever. I'm serious. No, if you go back and you look at it, there was something with Q. I can visually see the scene, but I don't remember in what season the scene was. But I know that it was when Reggie and Nook were when Quentin was spying on them. Y'all remember that? When Quentin was spying on them through the window?
Yeah, that had to be season 2.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's when I think that somebody said something about how did that nigga get out anyway? Because something like that. So I'm thinking what she's trying to do is tie it back to that moment, you know what I'm saying, and say he got out because he's an informant.
Kim, I think this is done by accident. I think they just happen to say that, and then they just like, oh, that does kind of line up. Oh, yeah, we meant to do that. I think that's what that was.
It could be. I don't know. This show, it's kind of erratic.
Every single time someone gets released from prison, it's always, how you get out, nigga? Yeah. They did that with Rashad. They did that with Vic Mensa's character, who just got out now too. It's like,
well, I think they're trying to explain his recent return, because remember, he was supposed to be back for season 3. He didn't come back. They brought him back like a couple seasons ago, and then it was he came back from Cuba. Remember, like he's supposed to, so this is the second time he's mysteriously returned to mainland, to do stuff, and I think they're trying to explain that. But now we get into the investigation of who killed him, right? Because Rob is running around asking everybody, who killed Q. And somehow this is not being addressed. Like, Nuck has not told Duda that Rob is asking questions about who killed Q. Then Rosalind asks Victor, what do you know about the death of Q? He was working for law enforcement. The FBI is coming. Then Rob asks Victor, what do you know about Q being killed? And Victor doesn't go, oh shit, like he could be working for the cops. Like that's how this should be going. Like, this is what we should be getting into right now. Like, Rob should be on the list of suspects, to be like, why are you asking all these questions? What is Duda's gonna do about that? And like, we're not getting to any of this. Like, I'm like, we really should be concerned about some shit going on right now.
Would it make more sense if they just made the kid who he shot because of him chewing gum too loudly made him the informant?
Yes.
Like
he was there undercover, whatever, man. And then that makes sense. That makes, because then he just died, so it makes sense that the cops haven't kicked down your doors, so they're just looking for him right now. They're trying to figure out what happened to him, right? Like that would make more sense.
I mean, yeah, the Q storyline could be something separate with the whole thing with his sister and Rob and whatnot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, keep that. But like, don't all of a sudden say, "Oh, Q was also this." I mean, hell, in the next episode, we're gonna find out that Q also worked at the circus at one point, and now the clowns are coming back to get revenge. Like what other stuff are we gonna add with Q now? Like,
I don't know, bro. I mean, it's
Wow.
they should have found his body. Like law enforcement should have found his body, and then we get into, oh my god, he was working. Like, let that be something.
how do they know? Okay, so how would she even know that he was an informant unless the cops already know something happened to them?
Let's not get into Rosalind's mysterious capabilities in the government. I was like, this don't even make. I thought she was gonna start having sex with Bianca. I thought we were gonna find out that all that was a thing, and like that didn't happen. The broken men conversation should have been talking about ways to how to get rid of Duda. Yes,
Actually, yes.
that makes more sense. That makes more sense. Everyone in here has a problem with Duda. Well, not everybody. Most of them do.
Yeah,
that would have been interesting. I mean, so Rashad is in his feelings when he saw Marcus and Tiara together with Jada at Darnell's dinner. Marcus and Tiara's secret will be exposed soon. What?
Wait,
I don't.
wait. So
What
with the whole Q situation, right? So why hasn't he buried this stuff? He's like trying to have people to take possession and hold it. Why doesn't he just go on a Raising Canaan style upstate somewhere camping trip and bury it?
Oh, now you're talking about Duda and the guns. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, I'm like, that's like, why are you keeping it around for anyone to have it?
I hear. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. But right now we're doing Rashad and his feelings and Tiara and stuff. So I'm trying to get. So Kim, what do you think about the whole situation with Rashad? And obviously, you think his girl knows? I can't remember.
Yeah, and that's why she was giving her shade. Like she was giving Tiara a lot of shade. Like, what do you do for a living? I was like, why is that your business? But yeah, she picked up on Rashad's nervousness and. You know, it's like what was going on with Rashad? Like, relax, dude. Like, you're just telling on yourself. You know what I mean? So, yeah, Rashad basically he's gonna get found out because he doesn't know how to keep it together. He's
gonna find him on his probably beating off to his phone to Tiara. Like that's what I'm waiting for. Since we had to see Kevin touch himself, which I did not want to see that shit. I was like Rashad makes more sense. I was like, anyway. But I can't remember.
It'd be funny if he was saying something like, "Oh, I just can't wait to be king."
What? That's not even a sexy song, Chris.
Because he sang the song back in '90s.
But he should be singing. He should be singing to her. But perhaps is what you're going with that. I hope. What's it? I hope someone would have brought up Duda's name in the group meeting. Yeah, I mean that should happen because he's a very common problem. But that didn't happen.
Yeah, so answer your question about the whole thing with Rashad and Deja. Deja is going to find out. I feel like they're going to try to set it up where Deja is forced to dump Rashad. Rashad truly won't have anything, and then he's going to be full in on Duda, like as far as like just doing everything for him. You know what I mean? Right now, I guess Bakari is trying to talk to him to hold on to some guns or some shit like that. Like you're going to talk to which I find kind of weird. You're going to have a guy who lives with his girl to keep guns or whatever. You know what I mean? But whatever. You know what I mean? But I think they're trying to set it up where he's not going to have a choice but to look for Duda for guidance and help and shit like that. So everything points towards Deja's going to know. Deja's going to find out, and he's going to be out in the street. And then be part of Duda's gang, like crew, essentially. So,
what should have came out of that group? I hear you. What should have came out of that group meeting was Victor finally realizing that his best friend Rashad needs a job because he still wasn't like, yo, man, like.
No, I'm
was he a mechanic?
I was like,
he's a mechanic.
Rashad does not want a job because when Darnell told him about his idea and he said we can make $200-300 a day, I did the math, right? And he is turning that down like that is no money.
No, he ain't trying to be no fake ass gigolo dancer or some shit. Like I'm like Victor can offer him a legit job that's not minimum wage. But you heard your best friend say, my only real problem is I don't have a job, which means I'm living off my girl and I want to do better. And Victor was like, yeah, man, I hope that works out for you. Like,
wait,
what the fuck?
Hold on. I could have sworn like episodes ago or last season, Vic even reached out. It was a very, very brief conversation. And he said, no, I can do it by my own. And pretty much everyone tried to offer him a job. Vic offered him a job. Emmett offered him a job. Like everyone's like, no, I want to do it on my own. I could have sworn, rewatch it. I almost guarantee you that
rewatch it and find it. I'm saying Rashad does. If that's true, it doesn't make any sense at this point. If he's that desperate that he's like, oh my god, if I had,
it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. You're right.
I'm saying so. Like, that's where we need to be right now. Also, again, with Duda. I do not need another PSA about the qualities of weed. Who is Duda buying guns from? Who is he selling guns to? How and why is he laundering the money? What is his criminal enterprise? We don't have answers to any of this shit. Like, I mean, this is what we need to get into. Even Breaking Bad did a better job of making drugs look interesting. Like when you watch, I mean, Heisenberg was like, this is how you mix the chemicals. And we're like, oh shit, like this is something. I don't give a fuck about any of this weed stuff. Like, we got bigger questions to answer. Anyway, let's get into love. So Dre seeing her ex-fiance Monica, who I'm just finding out about, shocked Dre, and they might hook up like Nina did with the brat.
They ain't gonna be no might. They will. This will be the
absolutely. I totally agree with that. Yep.
Yeah.
That was an absolute that she's gonna cheat. There's no question marks there. It's gonna happen. It's just when is it gonna happen?
I don't think they're gonna cheat. I think it's gonna.
What?
I think it's gonna be. I think at best it's gonna be like some sort of emotional cheating or something like that. She's gonna get caught in an awkward situation or something like a sitcom or something.
An entanglement.
And she'll Nina will walk in and see it, and it'll cause melee and confusion. I don't think they're asking to go to bed together.
I'm sorry, man. You were saying? I'm sorry.
My
problem is we just met this woman, right? Like we never heard of Monica, right? We all can agree on this because I was like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, I don't remember her.
No.
The thing is that when Dre was brought into the show, I guess because I didn't really care about the character, I didn't really hear anything that Dre said. I know that sounds bad. I know, but I just didn't care. So I was kind of like, it's nothing against the actress. I mean, she's a fine actress, but at the time, Nina was getting on my nerves just because she was being Nina. And so when she got with Dre, it was like, oh, really? So now we got to hear about her being in love and da 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 da. And I just wasn't that into either one of them at the time. So I don't remember anything about Dre's past. I do remember that Jada and Dre were friends.
Okay.
That they were friends. Yeah.
I'll tell you this. Every time something happens with Nina and Dre, it always goes back to her insecurities based on her prior relationship. We didn't know who it was or what all of what happened. We know that she got cheated on. That's why she's so I guess you'd say not possessive, but like, so needy, I guess you'd say, in some ways. So it's like it's all because of this person. So for Nina to find out that she's back around and she's talking to her, as much insecurities and stuff that, or like a head trip that she put on her when she met Dre, that in and of itself is gonna cause a lot of problems.
I wanna see we get into this whole Nina's not your type and who you used to be. Well, I had to change my type because I got my heart broken. Like the fact that they're going through all this shit, I hope it actually does lead somewhere that they do. Or again, Nina sees Dre with Monica, you know, and it's misunderstood, but she still thinks she's fucking around and that sort of thing, you know, kind of like because that makes more. It makes
Wait,
more
no, David, we can't do that again. Remember that happened. That happened seasons ago with Jada and Dre.
Well, that's what I was about to say, but this makes a lot more sense because for it didn't make any damn sense for Nina to think that Dre was sleeping with Jada. Like that was completely stupid. But this makes a little bit more sense that it's her ex and she's a lesbian and that's a little bit. But yeah, they actually need to be licking. Like I mean, if we're gonna do this again, they actually need to have an affair or the strap on. Anyway. Gemma is using Maisha because she doesn't want to go to college. Gemma and Tierra are both opportunistic, and that's why they bump heads a lot.
What happened with Gemma? Like, why did they do her character like this?
I don't fucking know, bro. So this Suge Knight shit that she doing is too much. Like she was straight up like, girl, you better get that money because we gotta make it happen. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And you are maybe 17. I'm gonna be nice and say she's 17. What grown ass men are gonna be listening to a 17-year-old about how to run their studio? Like, get the fuck out of here and go get an adult for me to talk to. Like, what is happening right now? I wanted to choke the shit out of this girl. And I could not believe that Gemma said, oh my God, have you listened to the lyrics of hip hop music? It's very misogynistic. What? They don't treat women correctly? A lot of bitches and hoes and dick sucking? You just figured that out? Fucking Suge? You just figured that out? I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And then she's like, well, what do I do? Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, fucking Lil' Kim, pick your female hip hop star. And Maisha's going to be talking about sucking dick next week. That's what she's going to be doing. She's going to be like, look, if you want to be successful, be like Lizzo, be like Cardi. I do not want to see Maisha do this. I do not want to see Maisha.
You don't want to see her do a Lizzo
song? No, not like
I want WAP.
No.
I want the Maisha version of WAP, damn it.
Yikes.
Is that going to be on the table? On the table. Anyway, I don't want to see it.
I'm about to say, yo, if she's doing WAP, she's going to be on the table.
But that's what I'm saying.
Kevin's
going to be like, yeah. She's like, I can write a song about this. She's gonna write a song about the first time she fucked Kevin. Like, and then she's gonna be like,
in the world.
He ain't wrong. I mean, Kim, look up the name Sukihana. She's the #1 hip hop artist right now.
Yeah, I know who she is.
Yeah. You know what her name means, right? I'm that bitch. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's like
so I'm like,
no, she should just have a song called "Cushion for the Pushing."
Oh. Jamani dropping all kinds of knowledge. Right, Alina Waithe right now. I'm just saying, why is this even on TV? Why are we wasting time with any of this shit? Like,
because every show has to have the musical thing. All right, we got to do the whole Empire thing. Just like in Streets Need a Body, we need this.
I don't know. I I would rather hear Streets Need a Body. Damn it. like anyway. Kim, wait, is Suge Knight gonna make it? You think Maisha is gonna finally find success?
Well, Maisha is gonna get rid of Gemma because when you become an abuse, she's being a bitch because she's feeling the heat from her dad, right? So the heat from her dad, she's throwing that heat onto Maisha, and Maisha's like, "What the fuck is wrong with you? Like, you didn't used to act like this. Why are you acting like this now?" But that's because Gemma's getting pressure on her, right? I mean, Marcus is putting pressure on Gemma. So I'm like, yeah, I would get rid of her. I would, because Marquisha could go to someone else. Hopefully they don't take advantage of her, because that usually happens every time someone
she's
tries.
So young, they probably will.
Yeah, so at least the first time she's out there.
Yeah.
And then she learns her lesson. Or she could do it the way a lot of these new rappers do it. They actually they do their own stuff. They go on YouTube, they go on Instagram, they go on Twitter, and they start putting out videos and selling themselves. And then once they get enough people who are like, followers and stuff, then they go to, to like these independent labels. Yeah, that's how they're doing it now. They go to independent labels, and independent labels are acting way better than the traditional label guys. You know what I'm saying? They give them better deals, So hope maybe they'll incorporate that into Marquisha's story.
Let me just, if this show had good writing, right, they would make that scene with Gemma and Jake mean something. So Gemma would be contacting the rapper who's wearing Jake's clothes and say, how about doing something with Maisha? Trying to work, make it make sense.
Tie all this together. Tie the fact that Jake is now a hood-based fashion designer, and the fact that Maisha is a hip-hop star, which, by the way, Kim, to your point, she already went viral. That's how we got into the stupid-ass storyline.
Yeah, but she only has one song, David. She's got to have multiple songs. These young ladies right now, if you go to YouTube and you go to Twitter and all these young ladies and men are doing it too. But right now we're talking about the ladies. They have multiple songs. Like these women have maybe 30 songs and videos with them. Now this is the thing. Remember how much videos used to cost? Remember, you can do a video now on an iPhone. So that's what they're doing.
No, I hear you, Kim. I'm saying she didn't want. She don't. My point is, she don't need Gemma. She's already.
No, she doesn't. Right.
That's what I'm saying. She can keep on doing this, like you said, build that social media following, which how she got a whole photo shoot and shit.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so we're
and how rappers know who she is. I mean,
right? You acting like they're acting like this is the '90s, and she's still in the studio trying to get her song on the radio.
But I think they're trying to make Markeisha and Gemma have drama. That's what they're trying to do. So that Gemma realizes my dad is right. I need to go to school. You see what I'm saying? Like they're trying to end. I think they're trying to end Gemma's journey. If you know what I'm saying. Like,
all right. So
they graduate from high school and then Gemma decides, she tells Jake, I'm going to go ahead and go to college. I think that's what's going to be best for me.
Which is
and
what
that's how they
end up first met
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, it's you talk about changing characters. For Maisha to say that college was her backup plan. No, college was your plan. Like in season 1, it was like, I need to go to school because we lived terribly and I'm trying to do something for my family. Now all of a sudden she's like, I'm a rapper. Anyway, Papa dad is dead as fuck in the next episode. How long you think Papa's daddy got left? And where was Mama? Where was First Lady?
She was in church.
Sunday service.
Why was she not in church?
That's what I'm saying.
Everybody else was at church. Everybody, even Duda.
Emmett and one of his kids. I'm like, where's First Lady? Anyway. Let's start with Kim. What do you think? You think Papa's daddy really going? This
I think he, because of the way he's doing it, and the dramatic scene where Nuck and Duda walk out the church. That right there, I believe Dana is absolutely right. That was the scene to tell you that it's the end of Papa's dad. Like that's it. Like Duda is sick of him saying no, and he's got to get him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
They need to show more Mama though, because somebody's gonna have to take care of Papa when his dad dies. Like we only saw her in one scene. I'm like she should have been in the church, like banging the tambourine or something.
I mean, we only saw her literally since this season. I mean, since the series has started. I would say we've only seen her 3 times.
Maybe.
So I don't, you know what I'm saying? The mama might leave Papa there, and Papa might have to go live with Kevin or something.
Kenya. He moves in with his girlfriend.
Yeah, but I thought Kenya lived with her dad. Didn't Kenya live with her parents?
We haven't seen those parents. I mean, perhaps. I'm just kidding. I mean, I've seen her parents. But I mean, yeah. I mean, again, I don't think Papa's gonna be. Chris, we agree. Papa's daddy's dead by the mid-season finale.
Know what? I would have said yes, but man, they made it so obvious at the end, this is the Shy's formula typically. Is when someone says, "Oh, they're dead as fuck" or whatever, they usually end it with someone being dead. They didn't do that here. It was like as if like, oh, he's supposed to die, but then they don't show it. Why wouldn't they do? That's not the typical formula of the Shy, right? I don't know. I feel like they might do like a switcheroo, where it's like he's supposed to die, and then maybe like the mother gets hit in the crossfire, or maybe it'd be Pop.
Oh yeah,
you see what I'm saying? Why would they not show that?
Or it could be Papa. Papa jumps in front of the mom. Or maybe the mom gets shot. Maybe the mom gets shot
or something. To be so, I was with you guys with the whole like, it's definitely the past thing, but the way it ended, it's just so not the same formula that they typically go with, and that's the only reason why I'm like, I'm kind of like, no, because how
hear you.
obvious they made it. Does that make sense? You see what I'm saying?
I
I agree with you. Actually, I take back my statement.
For the twist, no, they're gonna their intent is to kill the dad. But I'm saying,
Yes.
but let's agree that mama gets it since they brought they introduced her.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's necessarily the mama. I think that like Nuck or whoever is going to try to kill the pastor, and someone's going to intervene, and they're going to catch the bullet instead. Hell, it could even be. I'm gonna be honest.
So it's between Papa. It could be Papa or the mama.
Or it could even be Darnell. It could even be Darnell, to be honest with you. It could be.
Nah, that's a separate hit. That's gonna be a separate hit. What's up, Giovanni?
I'm gonna put it all together for you guys.
Oh, please.
All right. So with the whole rendition, gospel music at the end, the credits or whatever, that they're predicting somebody's gonna die. Swing low, sweet chariot, whatever, right? So they're probably gonna try to kill Papa. They're probably gonna try to pop Papa's Pastor Pops, right? But
say that 5 times fast.
Yeah. Let's not do that. Not right now.
But it's Bakari. We've already seen Bakari does not want to be involved with the strong arming.
Okay.
They had the scene with him and new girl. I forget her name. Lene. His girlfriend. Right? And she's promised me nothing will happen to you. Like it's in his control, but maybe it is in his control if he jumps in front of a bullet.
That's a good point. That's a good one too. That's a good one too. I like that. I love this. Hold up. I love seeing Tony this episode. Yes, Jill Marie Jones. I was like, oh, that is Tony from Girlfriends. I was like,
her.
That was her.
That was her.
Oh damn! I feel really bad. Is it bad that I confused her with the girl from the show Soul Food?
Dang man,
my bad. Sorry, y'all.
Chris,
sorry.
I've
been messing up with my black shows. I'm sorry.
I'm not sure her point. As I said before, I truly thought I knew Rosalind was the person who showed up when they were in the shower. I thought Rosalind was gonna get in the shower and finish Bianca off or some shit like that.
Yeah, be like, it's 420, y'all. Woohoo! Pass that blunt.
She's gonna be like, girl, stay in. That's why I thought. Let's not do that. It's
ironic. For that scene, I was like, Otis is talking all about protecting your home and everything like that. He gets out of the shower and walks out like, I don't have any sort of weapon. I'm just gonna give him a mad dog face and intimidate them away. Because I'm like, he didn't reach for any weapon or anything.
Did you hear when he said that Nuck was too soft to take over for him? I was like, what the fuck?
When did Nuck become soft? That's what I want to know.
That's crazy.
They're rewriting this character. They're rewriting they want us to forget that he ran a sex trafficking ring and killed the woman to protect said sex trafficking ring. And almost killed Victor. Like, what? I'm like, what is happening?
Yes, they do that every season. I think they hire new writers, and the criteria is you have to have not watched the show before.
Just give me something. Just give me something. It's ironic that Tiff wanna get from over Duda thumb, and Keisha is being demanding, is actually pushing Emmett to ask Duda for more. Someone wrote last video that Tiffany is turned into Louie from Snowfall, and this episode was definitely that. Absolutely,
Tiffany.
I could see that. And Keisha asking Emmett they need a nanny. I'm like, look, what the? I was like, wait a minute, okay? You know damn well that Emmett doesn't have any money for a daggone nanny. How can you tell this man in one breath? But this is what we talked about last week. Keisha contradicts herself every episode. 1 second you say you don't need to be with Duda. The next second you're like, we need a nanny. Then that means that Emmett is gonna have to go to Duda and get more money so that you can have a nanny. I'm like, bitch, do you know? Did you grow up with a nanny? Your mother did her best with you and Kevin. You didn't have a goddamn nanny.
I mean, and if you remember too, when she decided to keep the baby, she was like, "No, I'll go through all the struggles there needs to be."
Exactly.
And now she's like, "Oh, I can't handle these kids in this big house
Exactly.
that I
Well,
asked
she
to
said she
have.
would keep her baby. She said she was keeping three or four other kids.
Look, she signed up for that. When she started dating Dude, when she started dating Emmett, and then she signed up to live with him, she signed up for all of them kids.
I was gonna say, Jamani, like, what you thought she didn't know what she was getting? What? Like, she knew Emmett since grade school. Like, nah, man. Like, no. She knew what was up. So I thought actually she said that.
Up, but I don't think she knew the scope of how much of a struggle it would be to take care of so many kids.
Like they want us to forget that Emmett is not a father. Like he once again, he's like, I gotta do what? I gotta look after my actual real kid and this other kid. Like, I gotta do what? He's like, we gotta do something about this. I gotta drop him off with somebody else. I'm like, Emmett is not a father. Like, he barely can take care of himself. And like, these women are just Keisha's always completely surprised about the lack of parenting skills of Emmett every episode.
And then Keisha, the thing is that Keisha doesn't, those kids are not there every single day. I would say the only one that you may see every time is her son and EJ. And was it EJ?
EJ. Yeah,
those two, you can definitely, he's constantly over there, right? And her son. But those other kids, you see those kids. So what is you got two kids basically that are there constantly. So what is the big struggle? I just don't get it. Go to work, come home. Go to work, come home. Take care of the kids. This is ridiculous to me.
The struggle is she don't got a parent and a co-parent, and again, she's just figuring this out.
And I guess this episode they just discovered what childcare was. I guess in this episode.
Well, at Rock. I mean, so that's a different thing. I mean, she's like, oh, you have childcare here, like yes, but Emmett didn't even walk his own kids back there. The chief of staff did it. He was like, "You want me to take your kids?" He was like, "Sure."
No joke. Did anyone else think that something bad was going to happen to the kids? Like I did. Because the whole, a part of me did. A part of me thought this was going to be a great show. I mean, it was a great show in the sense of like they would have creative writing, and with the whole thing, with the whole money thing, I thought it was just like they're going to be like, yeah, you're going to make sure that this money's protected, or something's going to happen with your kids.
Oh, because I got your kids,
or something. Yeah, but I realized this is a Shy, so they're not going to do that. But yeah, I was like, you're gonna give a grown man a stranger your kids, just like, oh yeah, here you go. This is
I mean, so again, but that was the chief of staff, dude. I mean, he wasn't a stranger. I think I
think it was the issue of that. He said, we have childcare here. I'll walk them back for you. It was like, you kind of want to, as a parent, go back there and look at the situation.
Yeah.
And evaluate it or whatever before you just leave them.
Right. Yeah, because they can have dirty diapers all over the place. It could be just because it's in a government building doesn't mean that the daycare is clean.
And then you got to research it too to make sure like you don't hear any parents complaining that all of a sudden there's like they're getting spankings and whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, so they're hitting their own kid. Like, you hear that a lot.
Again,
sometimes.
You imply that Emmett gives a fuck. Like, as long as Emmett ain't got to take care of them kids, he do not care in any way, shape, or form. As he proved in this episode.
Well, he cared. He cared that they found that gun, though. He did care one thing about them.
He was more worried about the gun, and then he was looking under the cushions. Like, all of a sudden, the gun would just like magically pop up there. Like, you don't ask Nuck who you saw upstairs. You don't ask your father who you saw upstairs. There's at least two adults that could have went to your bedroom and took that gun, and he didn't ask any one of those people. I was like, dude needs to buy a nightclub and clean his own dirty money like Ghost. I said before, a church, you can buy a church, like it's tax free, like it's easy. But again, how is he cleaning money through the church? Giving it to the church is just a donation. He still has to get the money out of the church, and we still don't know how or why. Like, none of this is explained.
It's like a church is like, that's like old time stuff. You got to set up a 501c3 charitable organization and then make it like just an auxiliary type of thing. Like, I've seen people, like big business people, they'll create a charity and it'll be like, yes, we're doing a research on rare diseases. We're trying to cure everything under the sun, and we're just hiring people and we're getting people's opinion, and they'll just call doctors up and what is your opinion on this? And they'll have 501c3s and stuff like that.
And
you can launder money through that like clock.
Let's bring all this together. How about he starts a research foundation on how marijuana can cure every disease that you have, and then that will bring all the weed talk into something relevant, and then we could like tie that together. But we don't get that either. Like I would have took that better. But I was like, Maisha.
Oh, we're gonna talk that like, yeah, that would make it make sense because I'm like, the weed talk needs to like it's too much. Like Redman and Method Man need to leave Power and come to this show.
No, Lena Waithe needs to write the revival of Weeds on Showtime, which is also a Showtime show, which is coming back.
No, it's not. Is it really?
Yeah, they're in talks. They're in talks.
Wait, what show?
Weeds.
So the kids are
Why
all grown,
is Weeds coming back?
They were in talks at one point. Maisha is a one-hit wonder like Vanilla Ice. Damn. Yes, but he went on to do movies. I didn't watch Cold as Ice, but I mean he did do that movie. Why I don't know.
And he was in the Turtle
do y'all
movie.
think that Nut could be the father of Keisha's baby because there was no DNA test?
No.
If anything, it should have been that molester track coach that she was messing with. Like that would have been hilarious. But you're right; they never did a DNA test on any of that shit. Oh, it's bad. Tony from Girlfriends looks terrible now, bro. Damn. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I thought she looked fine. She definitely has a unique look. Like when she came up, yeah, I was like, oh, I know who she is. She didn't wipe
It's
her
her
mouth.
lips. Everybody knows those lips.
I don't know. I know she is. She's a girl from Soul Food, and I was wrong. So
stop it.
She's the girl from Girlfriends.
The girl from Girlfriends. I was like, yes. I was like, where's the rest?
When I think of Girlfriends, I think of that light skinned girl.
What's up?
I said when I think of Girlfriends, I think of that real light skinned girl, that little hippie girl. I don't even remember her that y'all talking about.
Oh yeah. I know you're talking about. Yeah. I know you're talking about. She ended up having her mom.
Tracy Ross.
No. Oh yeah, I forgot about her. No, the other one, the lighter.
Oh, the other chick. Okay.
Yeah.
Her mom ended up dying of AIDS or some shit, or at least having it when she met her real mom.
Yeah.
Quentin probably snitched on Pastor Stanley Jackson Jr. They just making up this shit, Jamarcus. Let's not give them a real backstory. That was just dumb. They need to introduce some actual law enforcement so any of this criminal stuff matters. Like without that, it doesn't have any context, and it doesn't make sense.
Okay, so wait. Let me just. So if Q is supposedly an informant, right? Wouldn't the feds have come to the family, the sister? Have you seen him?
Yes. And where's Lynn Whitfield should be back by now. Like she should be checking in with Rob. What have you learned?
I'm tired of Sherlock Rob because I told you they're gonna drag this out and he's over here playing detective and he knew at the end of last season what it was. Now he's boo-boo the fool and has to collect clues. You know, man.
You know what? Ignorance is Victor. When Rosalind says, so what, they're acting about Quincy's death, right? She's like, I don't know nothing. I mean, he was just almost dead when I saw him, and then I helped put the body in the ocean. You mean you're an accessory to murder? Oh, yes, right. That's what that's called, huh? I didn't know that. Like, you just got out of jail for probably murder. Like, how do you not know this basic shit? Like, I'm like, that's why Rosalind was like, shut the fuck up and just say nothing if anyone comes to see you. I was like, Victor is looking quite ignorant right now, and it doesn't make any sense. I want to talk about Fatima. I did like seeing Fatima's friends. Like, that was cool. I enjoyed Isis. I think it's Isis and Aaron.
Wasn't that the friends to Vic's exes as well? Wasn't that the same friends we saw from other homegirl?
I can't.
Yeah.
That's the same one. They just recycled the same friend. Yes.
No.
I think that's why the comment is so hard.
That's why it threw me off.
As offensive as the comment was, that's what made it even more funny.
It's no, seriously, watch the previous season. Those are the same two friends.
Shut up.
They just reusing the same friends.
And they don't mention Armani?
Nope.
Like, they don't. Kim, are they the same friends? Because I don't think they're right.
I don't remember those two. I don't remember them being the same at Amani's friends.
I don't remember Amani having friends.
DeMarcus, help me out, man.
He had friends because they were in like a beauty parlor or they were doing hair or something.
But it wasn't them. It was different trans people.
let's find
I
the
don't know
episode,
about
guys.
that.
Find
No,
the
it
episode.
was different trans people. It wasn't them.
Okay. Fatima's friends were also Uncle Clifford's friends in P Valley. I believe SJ's friends. Well, that's just actors. Okay, let's not do that. That's just hey, but remember Darnell was in P Valley too. So
Yeah.
like you know, say they do. I'm waiting for Emmett to be the next one jacking off in the car. I can't believe they did that.
Those are those two gonna be on everything. Those two gonna be in the new season of was it Pose or whatever? Was that show called Pose? Yeah,
well, I mean, so the scene was interesting, and I like that Jake stood up, you know, for the trans community. Like that was cool. I did like that. I also thought it was kind of interesting that even they can be trifling because they were like, "Girl, he should be taking care of you." She's like, "No, I can work." He's like, "Why are you working? Like you have a man to take care of you." She's like, I was like, that was hilarious. Also, Fatima is a writer, right? Like she's a freelance photographer, a journalist. She should be doing an investigation into Duda. Like, have her be relevant. Like, and then
she's gonna die. If she doesn't investigate into Duda, she's gonna die.
Why? Yeah, she's not protected by the Washington Post or anything. It's like that's it. Like she'd be missing just like that. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
But I'm saying at least her character would be relevant. Like her writing would be relevant. And even if Victor spurs the investigation, because she's like, I know all the shit that Duda did to you. I know he's dirty. I want to help break this story. And she's like writing. And then yeah. She ends up getting murdered eventually. But then that's when Victor's like, I gotta take Duda down. Because right now she's just there. Like, I don't give a fuck about her and this family she's trying to build or whatever the fuck. Like, I don't care about any of this. Like, stop it.
Yeah, me
like,
either. I don't care about her either.
Be relevant. I mean, she can't be pregnant. So I'm like, what are we doing?
She should write the
okay.
and her big brother story or whatever. Put that in the newspaper and blow that up. Victor reunited it or whatever. And
so Dave, to your point, I think what Lena's trying to do is she's trying to put stuff in, like a lot of stuff that she cares about, like the stuff like going on with the weed and whatnot, and the whole idea of like creating your own business or whatever through marijuana stuff, right? Like you're right, it doesn't have nothing to do with the plot, but that speaks home to her. The stuff that you see obviously with them, the LGBT stuff or whatever, that obviously hits home for her. So I think it's her way of putting the stuff that she loves and cares about, and she just puts in the show, whether it makes anything with the plot of Duda wreaking havoc in Shy or not. You know what I mean? It's just like,
but as we said,
no, you're not wrong. I'm just saying,
no, you're right.
Those are like Lena's.
You're right, Chris. Like
Lena's trying to.
She writing things that she cares, but it's not relevant. Like even Duda, we've said plenty of times, Duda is so great, but he doesn't belong in this show. Like even he doesn't fit like what's usually happening. Like and it's like that's a side story. Like they're trying to make, and again, we still don't know why he's so much into Emmett. Like what? Like he should have showed up to Emmett's house and been like, "Here's the bags of." Why are you giving money to Emmett to hide? He has a business. Put the money at the business. Like you're actually opening another branch of Smokies. Put the money there. Like what? Hey, Giovanni, I know Giovanni and I talked about this a few times. He needs to say he liquidated the pizza places and he's investing all that money into Smokies because fried chicken and ribs are more profitable in our community than pizza. Like something to be like this makes sense. Like dark meats, it just sells better. And sort of like I would take that, but like what happened to the pizza places?
I feel like the reason why Duda is giving certain people like guns and then he's giving Emmett money is I feel like he's doing this because he's gonna actually snitch to the FBI and get them locked up for stuff that Duda is doing. Like he's setting them up. That's what I think.
Nuck, you mean Nuck?
No, well, Nuck is working for Duda.
Wait.
So,
who's snitching?
Who's gonna snitch on who? So Duda.
No, it's gonna be Duda who snitches because he's okay. The heat is on him right now, right?
Okay.
To get the heat off of him, you can set other people up to get the heat taken off of me and put on them. So Emmett is one of the people, and then Shad could be one of the other person because he's already like borderline, fucking up because he already did some stuff for Duda and got that pile of money, right?
Yeah.
So I think Duda is setting it up so that it's gonna be an anonymous person is like go to Emmett's house, go to Shad's house, and they're gonna end up being arrested, and the focus is gonna come off of Duda onto them.
Well, yeah, because then he could own Smokey's free and clear. If Emmett's
yes, exactly. Yes.
That's his grand. Okay, I mean, all right. I mean, then you still need Lala to come cook for that shit, but that's not happening.
Okay, Lala's gone. You need to just grasp
Lala
that.
has
Hold
hopped
on
in
to
a
it,
time
David.
machine and gone
She's
back
gone.
30 years.
What about 30 years?
She hopped in a time machine in the DeLorean and went back to the 80s. Like
Yeah.
30 years.
Oh, I misunderstood. I thought you said that she aged 30 years. Oh, I was like, damn. Jamani. I thought that's what you said, Jamani. My bad. Okay.
Duda got to do something with Fatima to Fatima for Trig to get gangster again. Yeah, and take out Duda. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
You do so, and that's what I'm saying. If anyway, to make her relevant, and she did that, then we can see Victor try to take off this suit that he keeps on wearing, and do some shit. I'm like, what are you doing in this suit? Remember how he got
when they had their Miz meeting? It was in the evening, right? That suit was pristine. Like he just put the suit on. Like I'm like, I don't know. There's no wear in any of his clothing. It's like he just put it on.
You know this is a TV show, right, Jamani?
Right. He ain't doing nothing. He don't do nothing all day. I mean, I don't know. Emmett will snitch big time. I mean, Emmett is definitely more the snitcher. I mean, I could see that. I mean, especially his family, but then he ended up getting murdered. I don't say just. I know Stacey doesn't do the show, but I would say Stacey would say just kill everybody and focus on Duda, because Duda's opening scene this episode. I was like, this is why the show needs to be focused on him. I was like I don't want to see anybody else. I think this is awesome.
Wait, you said the opening. Wait, you mean a girl going down on him? That's why.
Yeah, I was like, this is a pretty good scene. I was like, let's see where the story's going. I was like,
in the words of Rashad, pause. All right.
He showed him to be a gangster. I was like, this is cool. I was like, also, then again, what's Bianca's role? Where is she going besides down on Duda? Like, what purpose does she serve? I do not know. I mean, hopefully she shows herself to be relevant.
I'm starting to wonder about the wife. I'm just like, she just goes away, comes back. I'm like, are you a Fed?
What is her government position that she knows all this undercover shit? Nope, she's on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's on a la carte season 2, which is coming. We're only gonna do one video for that. I'm not doing that shit week to week. I'll tell you right now. But she got a lot of jobs. But she just pops up to be like, I'm still relevant, and then she gone. But that works for the Shy, because that's how they do it. So Cairo replaced Dom in season with in this season with organic weed. He also replaced Hannibal. That's what Kim and I were talking. Like he really replaced Hannibal in that character, because that was the go-to weed expert until this dude showed up. And I give no fuck.
This dude has too much time on his hands. Like you have a business, right? You're like, I'm going to help you start a business. I'm going to go around to councilmen and aldermen, and I'm going to show you how to do this and do. Like, is he writing this off on his taxes of like a charitable contribution of time or something like that? Like, no one just spends this much time out of the kindness of their heart.
He's the legal weed version of Duda. Because Duda also just picks random ass people and be like, I'm going to turn you into something. Why? Just because I got time. I'm going to help you get from point A to point B. And I'm like, what are you getting out of this? Like, we need to find out that he's actually some kind of like sleuth businessman who's trying to take over the hood, one piece of weed developer at a time, some silly shit. I don't know. Like, I just want stuff to be relevant.
I want him to be Monsanto. I want him to be like, hey, you got to pay me for these seeds.
So, but I don't know, man. I just don't give a fuck, and I need the show to get better. For certain things.
Matter of fact, let me change that. I want Q to kill him because he's competition. I mean, not Q. I want Duda to kill him because he's competition.
Duda can't kill everybody, Jamani. Like he already has like 3 people he has to kill at this point.
But I'm saying Papa's dad. No, is priority. This is top tier. Your competition. Like, right. I think.
All right, so Cairo goes first, and then Duda's dad would be like season finale stuff, because Cairo could die off camera, and I wouldn't give a fuck. I'm like, okay, well he's dead. Let's just keep it moving. All right, Kim, we gotta wrap this thing up. Anything else for this episode?
No, Absolutely not.
All right,
We're
then.
still watching.
Yes, right, guys. We're committed for some reason. We're gonna watch this thing through.
No, you're committed, and we follow you. So.
Oh, you're very sweet. You're very sweet. I was like, we are dedicated. We're team members, but we love this. We love y'all. In the comments, it's fun. You know, it's cool. Again, it's entertaining. Duda's entertaining. Let me focus. I'm sorry. Duda is entertaining.
Duda is very entertaining, but I feel like he could have his own show, and I'd watch it. I definitely watch it. So, but nobody else. I'm just kind of nobody else on this show. I don't care. I could care less about what's going on. They don't make the stories interesting enough for me to care.
Yeah.
So, and it's a constant, it's the same thing every freaking episode. Keisha is always yelling now. She's always pissed at Emmett. It's like, that's getting tiring. I don't care. I don't care about them. Tiff and Rob getting their own business, that's fine and dandy, but that's going to blow up in their face because they're not going to do it the right way. And Tiff and Rob might get arrested because they're not doing it the right way. Because Black people always got to rush. Instead of doing it the lawful way and wait, they got to do it. We got to do this right now. Right now. Why do you have to do it right now? Are you starving for money right now? No. Why do you have to do it right absolutely now? To get away from Duda? You've been with Duda for years now. Just hold on for 6 months till you get all the approvals that you need so you can have a legitimate business. But no, you can't do that. So this is ridiculous.
And they said we don't have enough money for the second place, so 6 months would be on their side. But no, they still said they have to do
exactly. So that's why I don't care. I just don't care. But I'll continue to watch because I'm a team player.
There you go, Kim. And we appreciate you. And I'll see your lovely face tomorrow as we do some more silly stuff. And seductive affair.
Fatal seduction.
Yeah. I that man wrong, but I still enjoy that show. All right, Kim. See you next time. All right, Giovanni. What you got?
Okay. At least this. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I did not know Rashad went to jail for bank robbing because that just changes everything for me. I was like, he was a bank robber. I was like,
he said he bank robbed. I don't know if that was what sent him to jail.
So if you go back when he came out, he and Trig committed some type of crime,
and he took
Trig
the heat.
Got away. Yeah. And Shad stayed behind, and that's how he got arrested. They never specifically defined what the job was, but it could have been bank robbery. It could, but then where's the money? Then that's my question. Because
Victor did get away. Regardless of that's the reason he went to jail, I'm just like, so he's committing bank robberies. Like, just if he got away with them, then that's even bigger. Like, but his whole situation with his girl, that is a matter of. Yeah, he was in prison for way too long. Like, he got a girl that is like settled down. She seems to be, I don't know how old she's supposed to be, but she's like an old soul. She just wants somebody to like cuddle with or like
play some Anita Baker or something. Play some Anita Baker.
Yeah, she needs a grown man papa. But like as far as Shad, he's like, I've been in prison. He probably went in there when he was real young. So all he had in prison was magazines or whatever. I'm like, he wants like that young girl, what's her name? Tara was probably doing tricks and flips and all types of stuff in the bedroom, like throwing it back and dropping it low and everything. Flipping, and this girl is like the best she does is like get on top to help him finish or something. Like she's not rocking his world, and he says, I'm lusting after her. He's not even like in love with her. He just wants what she's able to do in the bedroom because he ain't getting that from old girl at home. So I think that's going to be the downfall, is that he wants a girl that's willing to give him the 20 years he missed out on. And, art curator lady is not that.
Yeah.
Well, we will see. We will see how this flushes out. That relationship probably won't work out. Won't make it through the season probably, but we will see what happens.
And that men's group, I guarantee you, by the end of the season, that's just gonna be broken men. Like all their relationships are gonna be to shit. Victor's gonna be broke up. Shaw's gonna be broke up. Emmett, he's gonna be broke up. Darnell probably gonna be the only one still with Jada. That's
Well, we will see how all that works out, Jamani. Thank you. It's you gonna be with us tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm gonna check out the kill. What is it?
Ritual Killer.
Ritual Killer tonight.
Is that a movie or a show?
Movie.
Oh, what was it? BET or something?
No. I'll send you guys the link. All right, John. We'll see you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Chris, what you got?
Yeah. I mean, ironically, this is the more tolerable episodes that I was able to tolerate. That does not make it great, but I would say it had more positives than I'm used to, which was a shocker for me. So I would be this is if they continue to do episodes like this, they'll be on the right track. There's still some BS stuff going on, obviously. You know what I mean? But yeah, I again they gotta do something with Emmett, man. They gotta do something with Emmett. And actually, yeah, I'm getting so tired of him just being the idiot all the time. You know what I mean? I just sent you guys a link about like the whole thing with the character who played Braden. I mean, the actor who played Braden in the first couple seasons and whatnot, and what his character was meant to be and what it was for. It was clear that they were trying to transfer that to Emmett. I've said this before already, whatnot, and it's just I don't know. He's just such a idiot. Like, you know what I mean? At one point, I thought maybe they're going to try to send it for Kevin because Kevin was getting older in age, whatnot. But it's just like the show does not, unfortunately, no longer has like an identity. I don't think. You know what I mean? And and it needs to try to find one because I don't know how much longer they're gonna deal with. You know how many seasons they're gonna last. So, however, like you said before, like we're in it. Like it's already like they injected us with that crack, and it's like as much as we hate that crack, we can't stop taking it. And
we're on the train, man. We're on the train.
You gotta take more of this, man. So
we're on the train till it stops.
Yeah, so that's it, man.
All
yeah,
right.
I'll probably see y'all tomorrow, I guess. Send some links for that movie.
We'll see the links and we'll see what happens.
All right, cool.
I'm gonna try. We're gonna do Blue Beetle.
Oh yeah. Oh, did you see it? Okay, cool.
I'm gonna see it. My friend Ebony saw it. She actually liked it, so she wants to do a review on it. And she really does one. So I'm like, I'm gonna go see it so we can do it together. And then so I'll put that out there because you saw it. So
yeah. I saw it last week. Yeah.
So we put that on the list. All right, Chris. Thank you very much. And guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We're committed to the train, wherever it ends, and we will go with it. Come back and see us tomorrow. We have a few more videos for you tomorrow. And then next weekend, we're going back to Chicago twice because we got the Shy and we got Tommy. Neither world will come together for some reason. But we got Tommy coming next weekend, so we will see what that looks like. And we'll have some more Power fans back on the channel, I suppose. But anyway,